Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we got the most hated NBA player from every fan base today. I would say my most hated player of all time, definitely Anderson Varejao. I just can never stand that dude whatsoever, man. Now, as far as like currently, can't really think anybody too much right here, but this is a video about Wilson C right here. Do apologize, you guys do hear my AC in the background, guys. It's currently 94 bitch-ass degrees in my office right now, man. So drop a like on this video. For every like this video gets, that's one less degree in my room. It's really bad. I cannot wait to move to my new house, guys. I cannot wait, man. July. I know, we're all about June, like flight, but I'm all about July, guys. That is when I actually officially move. So let's get it.
Many NBA superstars are greatly
so hot, man.
Today
looks like freaking 50 pounds.
Because of their polarizing figure, dominance, and decision-making, the fans simply cannot get over. For example, Reggie Miller was one of the biggest villains of the 90s.
He talks so much shit, man.
And attitude,
so much shit.
Absolutely despised by Knicks fans to this day. Reggie always takes a shot on the air every time New York plays on TNT. Wild Bill Laimbeer, Isaiah Thomas, and the Bad Boy Pistons.
See, I don't get this, man. Like, I know we were called the Bad Boys, but that was all for marketing. Like, plain and simple, these were not bad people, guys. These were good, hardworking, hard-nosed players out here, man. That, maybe they did a little tough foul here and there, but you gotta keep in mind, guys, a soft foul in that NBA would be considered a flagrant 17 in today's NBA, man. They just went out there, play some good basketball, play tough, and I mean, people didn't like it. I mean, I guess we just got like a soft mentality as a human race, but I will say, man, we ever get some aliens in this world or something like that, they'll probably watch the Bad Boys documentary, and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's how we played. I'm playing it also, bro. Like, that's how they play basketball over there. So, I don't really know, man. It's just, I feel like it's unneeded hate towards the Bad Boys.
Remains one of the most hated
the Bad Boys, but
time.
they're the nice guys.
How's it going, guys?
They're all
My
nice
name's
people.
Wilson. Today,
just
basketball.
We'll
take a look at the most hated player from every NBA fan base
just basketball.
Today. Starting in alphabetical order with the Atlanta Hawks, Matthew Dellavedova joined the
Dellavedova,
2015
man?
Eastern
Who
Conference
ain't that
Finals,
Dellavedova,
dived
man?
into Kyle
Except Steph
Korver's
Curry.
legs for a loose ball in Game 2, injuring him. Korver missed the remainder of the series.
Oh, come on now, Hawk fans. Come on now. Okay, Dellavedova is from Australia, where they play rugby on the daily over there. The man wasn't, like, nobody's trying to injure Kyle Korver on purpose. The man was probably going out there playing hard, and, shit happens, unfortunately speaking.
Called for a flagrant foul against Delhi. The very next game, Cleveland ended up.
Oh shit! He went for Al Horford too.
I believe the 6'3" point guard was diving on Korver's foot on purpose. And an absolute dirty player. Honorable mentions includes LeBron James, who swept the franchise 3 different times.
2 for 2.
Al Horford for signing with Boston, and of course Paul Pierce. The Boston Celtics, Kyrie Irving, absolutely despised in Beantown.
Why?
The fans want the Nets to suffer and will criticize Irving whenever they get the chance after a disaster.
But Celtic fans have to realize that, if they never traded Isaiah Thomas for Kyrie Irving, they would have ended up signing Isaiah to like a max contract, and they would have been stuck with him essentially right now, and they would have never got Kemba Walker. Like, yeah, Kyrie didn't work out, but sometimes it just isn't a match. Like, you can have two people on a Tinder date, they're both 10s, but their personalities, just conflict and stuff like that. Like, they're still 10s in the end of the day, but they're 10s for somebody else. And Kyrie is going to be a 10 for the Nets, and you guys got a new 10 in Kemba Walker. It should be good, guys. There should be no hard feelings towards Kyrie. It was one season. Let's not make it anything more serious.
After his 2019 semifinals, everybody gave him 100%
What's an hour?
blame for the team's disappointment, never fully committed in Boston. Even when he was hurt and couldn't suit up against the C's, many blame him for being a coward and claim he wasn't really hurt. Although Boston also hates LeBron for beating them so many times, James
he beats everybody,
for his greatness, Irving not so much. The Brooklyn Nets, Ben Simmons, the tension started.
Him and Jared Dudley get into it a lot.
When he got into it with Jared Dudley, where Dudley
nobody
called
go
him
fuck about Jared Dudley
at half court. Before Game 3, Nets fans even made a poster of Simmons mocking his missing jumper, but the 6'10" point guard ended up bringing the Nets spirit, scoring 31 points the third game, won 4 straight after losing Game 1.
Damn, man.
To play well
D'Lo guy's
the Nets.
ass
The Charlotte
out of there
Hornets,
too.
LeBron James, who continues to dominate and destroy the franchise. After meeting Kemba 28 times, James won undefeated against Walker during his Charlotte tenure. swept the team in the 2014
They probably should hate
playoffs,
Michael Jordan
since the
more,
Hornets haven't been
putting that
relevant
bitch-ass
for a
team
long
together.
time and will continue to stink. James is 45-6 overall against Charlotte for his career, an 88% mark. The
That's just
Chicago
greatness,
Bulls
though.
also LeBron James. Many of the older fans will always love MJ, and since the debate gets brought up very often, James will always be disliked, especially beating the franchise.
Bulls, you don't like
times,
LeBron?
while former Bull Carlos Boozer deserves an honorable mention for his overpaid lackluster effort during his time in the Windy City. The Cleveland Cavaliers, Kelly Olynyk,
destroyed Kevin Love's arm.
him to this day after injuring Kevin Love's shoulder, proving to
Bullshit.
be costly for the 2015 Cavs title hopes. A healthy Love would have certainly helped in the
What's up with all these freaking white dudes out here, man? Just like playing like so dirty like this. Like, I mean, Dellavedova, Kelly Olynyk freaking pulling arms out of sockets, going for legs. People want to say Bill Laimbeer, although, I will die in the grave saying that he was just a tough player and stuff. But still, man, my God.
Finals.
What are they
Fans continue
doing?
to boo Olynyk every time they get the chance. While Joakim Noah's up there for his negative remarks towards Cleveland.
I mean, I punched the kid in the kidney before, but he deserved it.
I never heard anybody say I'm going to Cleveland on vacation. I mean, what's so good about Cleveland?
The Dallas Mavericks, Rajon Rondo. Things got so out of hand, him and Rick Carlisle went back and forth. Rondo showed zero respect, a nasty breakup. He was supposed to be the guy to help the franchise
You say
get
F you?
back to
My God.
contention
Whoa.
and make a deep
Rondo.
playoff run. But instead, did the opposite. Simply a head case. Dallas fans absolutely despise him to this day, while retired superstar
Yeah, I'll say
Dwayne Wade
DeAndre
deserves
Jordan.
an honorable mention.
DeAndre.
The Denver Nuggets, Andre Iguodala, who spent one season with the franchise, was arguably the team's best player on a 57-win roster.
Yep.
Was pretty much pre-game worshipping Golden State in the first round of the 2013 playoffs, told the Warriors the Nuggets' defensive plan for Steph and refused to execute it himself. George Karl wanted the team to play Curry physical, but Iggy apparently passed the tactics along to Jarrett Jack, who let Mark Jackson know the Nuggets' strategy in an upset where the Warriors won. Denver fans felt betrayal. No
Yeah, for
surprise,
sure.
Iggy rejected a 4-year, $48 million
Damn,
offer
Iggy.
and signed with Golden State the following season. The Detroit Pistons, Joel Embiid. Since Josh Smith's nightmare contracts finally
No, we don't really care about Joel Embiid anymore. I mean, he had a bullshit-ass feud with Andre Drummond. Drummond's no longer on the team. I will probably say our most hated player is probably actually Brandon Knight. Ironically, he's on the roster. Stanley Johnson, Darko. I mean, the list goes on and on of players that, just sucked. So, yeah.
Over. Even
I don't
with
mind
Andre
him, Joel
Drummond
Embiid.
no
I don't
longer
mind
with
him.
the team, fans won't forget about Embiid's trash talking on the nightly basis. The results were mostly one-sided. Joel loved playing mind games. The fans will still continue booing him. The Golden State Warriors,
I have
James
no
Harden,
issue with Joel
the fans
Embiid.
simply cannot stand his flopping antics and questionable calls. Even though the franchise is 4-0 against his Rockets, a lot of times he looks for the refs to bail him out, especially trying
He does
to
that
kick
for
his legs
everybody.
out in big moments,
You know?
shooting jumpers. And because Rockets fans believe Harden's the better player over Curry, those ongoing debates will continue. LeBron James is a close second since he beat the Warriors once in the finals. The Houston Rockets, Draymond Green, a good role player who's had many battles, got into it with Harden a bunch of times with some collisions.
Just
beloved
tough players.
By the Warriors.
Oh,
Green
throw-
even said
throw
he
slam.
gets fouled by Harden on Harden's three-point attempts, and y'all thought I was lying. Draymond absolutely hates Harden's tendencies, especially guarding him. Rockets fans simply cannot stand the 6'6" power forward and his trash
Nobody
talking.
likes Draymond,
The
though.
Indiana Pacers, LeBron James, since he's crushed the franchise so many times in the playoffs, having a 20-10 record against them, 5-0 in series victories, including 2 buzzer-beating game winners, despite forcing 2 Game 7s. James was...
I mean, in any case, though, like, any team's going to hate LeBron. Like, LeBron is freaking yacked on all of our teams. I mean, he knocked my Detroit Pistons out so many times, early on, stuff like that.
simply too spectacular.
To me, it's
Give
greatness.
Lance Stevenson, Paul George, and
It's just
2018
greatness,
Victor Oladipo, no hope. The Los Angeles Clippers, I'm going with Jared Dudley, since he runs his mouth more than anybody.
Jared
who barely
Dudley.
gets any playing time, especially on the rival Lakers, since the Clippers franchise was toxic in the 2014 season. Always keeps saying his Lakers are the more superior LA team, being the 13th man on the bench.
Bro,
too
imagine
much
Jared
chatter
Dudley.
for somebody who averages 1.5 points a game, according to his enemies. The Los Angeles Lakers, Patrick Beverley, because Laker fans are confident with LeBron and Anthony Davis. Pat Bev was cut from the Heat when James was on the team, still holds a grudge against him, and every time his team wins, he talks loudly. Every time the two LA teams play in the regular season or potentially meet in the playoffs,
that's why they got him on the Clippers.
Point guard will do anything he can to frustrate the Lakers, their fans, whether it's on the court or making comments off the court. The Memphis Grizzlies, it used to be Chandler Parsons.
Oh yeah, Iguodala for
recently,
sure.
Andre Iguodala,
to play
who
for
never
him.
played a single game for the franchise, demanded out, refused to be part of a rebuilding team where the players were actually better than expected. The young Grizzlies were angry. Iggy was collecting paycheck after paycheck from the organization to stay away, threatening to sit out the whole year. Memphis fortunately got a lot in return, sending him to Miami. The Miami Heat, Dion Waiters, who was a mess with the edible incident, became a huge distraction this past season. The team was succeeding without him anyway.
He's on the Lakers now,
suspensions, isn't he simply caused his own demise. Next time he plays in South Beach, the fans will let him have it. The Milwaukee Bucks, James Harden, him and Giannis been going back and forth on social media, trading blows. Even after the Greek Freak won MVP, and deservingly so, the Beer wasn't satisfied, which angered the fans. After Giannis picked Kemba over Harden in the All-Star Game draft, the 6'5" shooting guard stated, "I wish I could be 7 feet, run and just dunk. That takes no skill at all." The Minnesota Timberwolves, Jimmy Butler, the team was forced to trade Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn, and Larry Marketing for a 1-year rental that got knocked out the first round of the playoffs. Butler forced his way out, cursing the whole team and organization at practice.
Kick your guys' ass with the third stringers.
The fans don't appreciate his locker room presence, alienating the future of the franchise. Minnesota looked bright at the end of 2017, but now a mystery. The New Orleans Pelicans, Anthony Davis, after he forced his way to Los Angeles, the last game of the regular season, wore the shirt saying, "That's all, folks," dominated his visit back, dropping 41 in New Orleans,
that's cool.
the most by a player against a former team. The New York Knicks, Kristaps Porzingis, who also forced his way out of a bad organization. Knicks fans were...
Come on, Knicks fans. You guys cannot blame Porzingis for that. You guys even know your management is absolutely horrible. Like, they did not treat this man, correctly. I mean, he's got a future to look out for. The organization's not doing shit right out there. I mean, what can you expect, right?
Were irate. Their highlight of the 2020 season, beating the Mavs twice, getting so little in return, setting the franchise 5 step backwards.
Yeah, why would you boo him?
When New York will be relevant
Going
again.
back to the draft,
Oklahoma City Thunder, Kevin Durant, for leaving the team in summer 2016, especially joining the same team that beat him in the playoffs. Those fans will never ever forget. Although Damian Lillard deserves a mention for destroying OKC in the 2019 playoffs, the Orlando Magic, Dwight Howard, appreciated by some, he did cause tensions with former head coach Stan Van Gundy, forcing the organization to fire Stan and send him to the Lakers. The franchise remains irrelevant ever since. Many fans felt if he was more mature, Orlando could have contended for many years. The Philadelphia 76ers, I'm going with Kawhi Leonard since he broke the hearts of the fan base.
I think there's a lot of, there's definitely a lot of players that Joel Embiid gets into beefs with and stuff like that. Kawhi Leonard, once again, it was a great shot. There's no reason to hate the man for it.
By hitting the insane game-winning jumper with multiple bounces in Game 7, otherwise the Sixers would have had a legit shot at winning the title against the beatable Bucks team and depleted Warriors roster. Honorable mention goes to Karl Anthony Towns because of his beef with Joel Embiid, and of course Jared Dudley with his beef with Ben Simmons. The Phoenix Suns, in reality, the fans hate their owner more than anybody. For a specific player,
that's true.
I'm going with Markieff Morris, who made a huge steal when the franchise traded away his twin brother. Instead of staying, he forced his way out,
they got different head shapes,
and stated he wouldn't play for the team when his brother's not there. Dealing Marcus to the Pistons was a slap in the face. While
and we got
Markieff
Markieff
also
eventually
didn't
too.
forget Eric Bledsoe's tweet. They despise him too. The Portland Trailblazers, Russell Westbrook, viewed as Damian Lillard's biggest rival, public enemy number one. Russ always tries to go at Lillard physically by backing him down on the post, plays super aggressive, and gotten into his face a couple times. The Sacramento Kings, it should still be the refs from the 2002 conference finals. Used to be Spencer Hawes. During the time the team thought about moving to Seattle, Haas was happy about that. But for 2020, I'm going with Dewayne Dedmon, who requested a trade 30 games into the season.
After getting a large-ass
contract.
contract.
Overpaid $50 million deal. The team needed a big. After letting Willie Cauley-Stein walk, fined $50K for his remarks, the team dealt Dedmon back to Atlanta after not resigning Cauley-Stein in 2019. The San Antonio Spurs, Kawhi Leonard, despite helping the franchise win a title, even Finals MVP, many felt he was faking an injury and demanded out, didn't appreciate how his former teammates failed to back him up, only played 9 games in the 2018 season. We'll never know the extent of his injury. The fans felt he quit on the team, and they have little to look forward to.
He could have been really injured.
Those fans can't boo Zaza Pachulia anymore since he's retired. The Toronto Raptors, LeBron James. The term LeBronto makes the fan base sick.
I tweeted this the other day, guys, saying that if the NBA ends up doing a 16 seed playoffs and the Raptors get outed and have to deal with LeBronto again, I am going to literally laugh my ass off. Like, I'm sorry. It's nothing against you Toronto fans. It would just be so ironically funny that he is now in a different conference, but you still got to deal with them before the finals and the playoffs. I mean, you guys got championships, so who's really laughing, right?
After 3
Not
straight
us
years
fans.
of destroying the Raptors, especially 2 straight sweeps in 2017 and 18, the whole team simply melted down and knew it was going to be over against James's Cavs. The tandem of Lowry and DeRozan never saw success, but rather fear against LBJ. The Utah Jazz, a very close one between James Harden and Russell Westbrook, both extremely hated.
Why? Because the racist fan got into it with him?
Since he's got into that altercation with a fan and talked about his wife. The fan got banned, but we don't fully know the whole story. And what worse, were actually said, although Harden has Utah's number in the playoffs and goes to the free throw line at will, I also give Russ the edge since he's played them in the 2018 playoffs. Those fans will also never forget when he was superly aggressive towards Ricky Rubio. The Washington Wizards, I'm going with Kelly Olynyk, who simply torched the franchise many times, hitting a go-ahead layup in the 2018-19 season opener, especially in the playoffs. Game 7 of the 2017 semis, where the backup center went off for 26 points, 14 in the fourth, hitting jumper after jumper, looked like Larry Bird out there, denying the Wizards hopes of going back to the Eastern Conference Finals, something the franchise hasn't done in over 40 years. Those were the most hated players from every NBA fan base.
Alright guys, that is the end of the video. Do you agree or disagree, guys? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching. Check out Wilson's channel in the description below. And peace out, my friends.